Hey everybody, welcome to our spoiler talk for Fantastic Four First Steps. Please note the spoiler warning between Jay and I. That's just the spoiler talk. If you want the non-spoiler review, click up there. Okay, there'll be a card that'll lead you to the non-spoiler review, and then after you've seen the movie, come back and we can discuss all the crazy crap that happened in this movie that we couldn't talk about in our regular review because we would have spoiled the shit out of it. So go check out our regular review. It'll be up in the card up there. But again, there's your spoiler warning, and let's go. Holy crap, Jay, where do you want to start? This is such a consequential movie for the MCU. I don't even know where to begin. Um, everything that we saw in the clips was in the first 20 minutes of the movie. Let's start with them going after Galactus.
Yep.
What did you think of that whole sequence? Like, because they leave and they're like, all right, we're gonna do like an Endgame. Or Infinity War. We're gonna take the fight to Galactus and we're gonna go negotiate. We're gonna have a conversation with this guy. What did you think of that whole sequence?
Yeah. I thought it was great because one, that's the first time that you see Galactus. You see
His,
everyone's reaction where they're like, "Oh shit, we have not gone up against anything like this before."
his ship looks amazing.
Ship looks sick. Yeah, and I don't know, you seeing like Galactus's like eyes first like light up, you're like, "Oh god." um you kind of get this like sense, which I mean, this is what they're going for, that they cannot win, right? Like they're way over their heads.
They are
Uh
they are beat.
yeah. Even with the Silver Surfer being able to just freaking
Zip.
phase in and out, zip around, surf around. Which I really loved the interaction between the Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four. But yeah, Galactus, the first kind of scene that you see him, I was like, "Oh God, here we go! Like this is sick."
It's such a strong sequence. Um,
Yep.
the only thing that kind of it made me interested as they were leaving, and then Sue goes into labor as they're leaving Galactus's place, and I was like, "Oh, really? Like we're just going here now, are we? Okay." You know, uh, I like the sequence though. The Johnny's line, the I don't tell you how to do. I forget what he said. He's like, I don't tell you how to fly. Don't tell me how to kill sexy aliens.
Yeah. Oh, and I also loved his line, like, "Okay, I get it. Like Johnny loves women. Johnny loves space. Like Johnny loves sexy space aliens or whatever." Like,
But here's the thing: I saw that clip before we saw the movie on TikTok, right?
oh,
It was floating around in one of the clips they released, right? Johnny loves women. Johnny loves space. Now there's a naked space lady, and Johnny thinks they had a moment. What I like is, and I want to come back to this because they Chekhov's gun it a couple of times in the movie, right?
mm,
Early, right? First with the teleportation device, because at the very beginning of the movie, Reed's trying to do his teleporting eggs, right? And you're like, okay, cool. And my first thought when I was watching him teleport the egg is I was like, well, there's Chekhov's gun, right? And then when they're getting the deep space transmissions and he's like cutting them to vinyl and Johnny's taking them, I'm like, is that going to come into play later? And it does. And this is the thing I said in our review. It would have been very easy for them to make Johnny one note, right? I'm the fire guy who runs around and flies and does cool stuff. But in my opinion, his greatest contribution to the fight was the cerebral side of it, where he spends all that time translating her language, right? And has nothing to do with his powers. But to me, that's the biggest impact he has on the story.
yeah. Because this is like the thing, because they mentioned that like he's a scientist. Like they're all scientists. And in the other Fantastic, the first one, well, wait, the first two, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I can't. They're just so shit. Um, he was just really stupid. Like I don't remember him doing like anything like really major. and that's what we kind of see, right? Like we see that he likes to joke around, he likes to goof off a bit, he likes to give everyone a hard time, but then he like desperately wants to prove to the others like, no, like I can do stuff too. Like I'm not just the flame guy, like I'm a scientist, I can figure stuff out. And then you do. He pulls it off. Like
And the impact is huge. The impact wins. A lot of that is winning the fight.
yeah. Because without that, I don't think you would have convinced the Silver Surfer to actually help beat Galactus.
Yes. Because they're basically beat at that point, right? They're basically done. Like, Sue's spent. Everybody, they don't know how the fuck is the thing. They've pushed him into the teleport machine, which, again, there was our other Chekhov's gun. One was the deep space transmissions with the vinyl, and the other being the teleport machine. At the beginning, they established these things are here, and I was like, okay, let's see how these are going to play. And then when Galactus comes back out, you're like, oh boy. And then Johnny goes to do the thing, and then she beats him and pushes Galactus back to the teleporter.
Which to be honest, when he started coming back out, I kind of thought what they were going to do was Galactus was going to come out, and then Reed was going to like push or somehow get everyone into the portal just before it closed and teleport them away from Galactus to save his family. That's what I was thinking.
So
at that.
The only reason I did is I kept thinking about that Thunderbolts post-credit scene, right, where we see the Fantastic Four spaceship, the Excelsior, come in to the 616. And so what's interesting to me is I was like, where I really thought it was going to end is they were going to lose, and they were going to be fleeing Galactus, which is how they end up in the 616. But that's not the case. That is not what happens. They beat Galactus. And we're gonna jump around in our spoiler review here, and then really it's about the time jump in that mid credits scene, because we got Baby Franklin, right, who Galactus wants because he's got the power cosmic. That's what they say in the movie. Franklin has the power cosmic. Galactus wants Franklin so that he can stop running around and eating shit, right? But in the mid credits scene, they do a 5-year time jump. So whatever we see in Thunderbolts, where they're coming to the 616, happens after that 5-year time jump. Franklin's not a baby anymore.
Yeah.
He's a little dude. Which, again, I actually think will be better for Doomsday.
Yeah.
And yes, we get Doctor Doom-ish. We get a hooded thing with Franklin kind of touching his face. And then we see the mask.
Yep.
You do not see Doom's face. But now I'm kind of curious why they're going to end up leaving. Because again, I thought Galactus was going to beat him and they were going to flee to the 616 to get away from Galactus.
Yep.
Nope. What else do we say? Franklin, obviously, yes, powerful, right? Sue's all spent. She dies, right? And they're like, here, Franklin, go lay on mommy. And Franklin's like, fuck you, bitch. Mommy doesn't die. I'm Franklin. Pfft.
See, right there, because I also thought the entire movie, I thought they were going to lose. And like you mentioned, that's how you see them in the Thunderbolts. So at that moment right there, I was like, because they kind of left her dead for a little bit, like it lingered a little bit. And so I was like, shit, so she's dead. And maybe Reed does his science shit. And then because they mention about during one of his like little scientific talk to all the children, he mentions about like this proves parallel universes. So like maybe he goes deep into that research, opens up a parallel universe, gets to 616, trying to find a reality where she's still alive. And I was like, shit, this is so dark. But as soon as like Franklin came out and like laid on top of her, I was like, okay, never mind. Like, she's coming back.
Because in the comics, he's one of the most powerful characters in all of Marvel.
Yeah.
He can create his own reality. And again, I'm not sure they're going to do that in the MCU. That's a good question, but we're going to find out. let's see. Let's stick to what we know. What did happen in the plot? Again, I loved Johnny's like translation sequence, and when he was like, "I see what you did, Shalabal." She's like, "What?"
Yeah, that was God. That was sick.
It was so good.
It was really good.
Um, everybody had stuff to do. Oh, God, I loved that. I'm trying to think of what else we want to talk about here with story stuff. What else did you notice that you want to bring up for our lovely spoilery stuff? There's so
Ooh,
much.
there is so much. Mm,
Good time jumps in there.
I don't know. I loved the whole clobbering time. It's clobbering time because in this reality, um,
There's celebrities and there's a cartoon, and in the
yeah,
cartoon, the cartoon says it's clobber time, but Ben doesn't actually say that.
it's so funny. What time is it? It's dinner time. I don't say that. Come on. Like,
Um, the
uh,
dinner sequence happens a few times throughout the movie too. There's a few. It's not just the one. They do go back to the dinner table a couple of times. I like that they established that. Um, I feel like a lot was cut out of this movie. Obviously, we know John Malkovich's whole section, whatever that was supposed to be, is gone. There was something from the trailer where remember they're walking the guy around and reads like, "We make sure to have dinner here every Sunday," right? That doesn't happen in the movie,
oh yeah,
right? We don't
yeah.
see any of that. Um,
Hmm.
uh, so let's move into our theory crafting, right?
Oh, here we go.
So my theory now is that Downey is the Victor Von Doom from the 828 universe. Throughout the movie, multiple times when they're showing shots of the Future Foundation, where
Mhm.
Sue's running, you see the Latverian flag. You see the seat where Latveria is supposed to be, and nobody's in it. It's empty. It's pointed. And again, it was another Chekhov's gun to me. I was like, is that going to pay off later? Like, Latveria is the only one not chilling. Remember, because they're like, everyone disarmed their military except Latveria,
Yeah.
right? And I'm like, okay. So that's my theory. And so my guess is, again, Doom is the one from the 828, is who Downey is, right? We know Feige said that after Secret Wars, they're going to be recasting Iron Man, like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. That Secret Wars, he's pretty much confirmed that it's going to be a soft reboot of the MCU, right?
Yep.
So what do you see here that you think that that's going to be that? How does Franklin's powers and them coming to the 616 tie in with the stuff that we know? Because we know Loki's in Doomsday, right? And the last we saw Loki, he's holding the fucking multiverse together with his bare hands, right? Like,
Yeah.
how does all this play out in your mind?
Uh, I could see they're they're getting their ass kicked, and I could see Franklin opening up a portal to the 616 to save his family and like take him away from danger. That's how we see them in Thunderbolts. That's how they get to the 616. And then yeah, I could see like just even then everyone loses. You have an end game scenario where just fucking everyone's dying.
Like at the end of Infinity War.
Yeah. And maybe then Franklin creates his own reality where everyone is still alive,
Battle World.
but different.
So
Yep.
so I don't know if this is going to say. So here's my theory now. I think Doom takes Franklin like that
Ooh.
to the 616. Because obviously, Reed confirmed, okay, we know parallel universes exist. He says that in the movie. So Reed figures out, okay, we have a way to track Franklin to what place in the multiverse Doom took him, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to follow. He took him to this universe, right? Because my guess is Doom's going to try and harness Franklin's power to create Battle World for Doomsday. And I think you're right that I think all of Doomsday is going to be them getting the shit kicked out of them as Doom like pulls realities together, because we know the Fox X-Men reality is going to get sucked in here. We know a lot of realities are going to get sucked in, and then Doom is going to use Franklin's powers to create Battleworld, where he's in charge.
I mean, that's solid. It's a solid theory.
Okay, so question I asked you out of the theater that now I want to know, because we do have the time jump with Sue, right, in the mid-credit scene where it's like 5 years later. So he's not a baby anymore. So here's my other question, right? Is Valeria born yet? Because he's 5 now, right?
Uh,
Do we
I
so do
oh
we think Sue and Reed have had their second kid yet?
I I'm gonna say no.
You don't think they're gonna bring Valeria in yet?
Yeah, I don't really know. I feel like it could go either way. I'm gonna say no though.
No?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay. That's interesting. I really want to know. Yeah. I really want to know if they're going to bring Valeria. I wasn't expecting them until the trailer started showing it. I did not expect to see Franklin in the first Fantastic Four movie. I figured they were going to wait like Fantastic Four 2, right? You know, two Fantastic, two Fourness. But then we got Franklin early, and we've leveled Franklin up to age 5, and we know he's got the power of cosmic. So what happens now?
They all die.
Trying to think, what is the next MCU release? I think it's Doomsday.
Yes.
I have Wakanda. I'm not talking, and by the way, for those of you watching on YouTube, I'm not talking about goofy crap. Oh no, Spider-Man. Spider-Man Brand New Day is July 31st, 2026. That's our next major release.
Okay.
Right? And then Doomsday comes out next December. And sometime next year, they have not confirmed when, the Vision series happens.
Yeah, because yeah.
And I think we get Daredevil Born Again season 2 next year as well.
Dear God.
So, but really, our next movie is Spider-Man. And that kind of fits, because I think that's going to lead well into Doomsday. I think Spider-Man ends with Doomsday shit.
Okay. I mean, I kind of feel like it has to kind of just sync everything together.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think the MCU's back. I think they're doing good now. I think we've got a solid foundation here again.
Yeah. I 100% agree. This was a very fun, entertaining, what I expect from Marvel movies when I go see a Marvel movie, which I did not get in the last Captain America movie.
No.
So,
No. I also think this was great for establishing who the Fantastic Four are.
yep.
Right? I think that's solid. Like, we now have a strong sense of who they are going into Doomsday. Right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, like we know who these people are, what they're all about. Is there any other spoilery details you want to do before we cut this one and start editing and doing all our fun stuff? Was there anything else you noticed in the movie that was interesting to you from a spoiler perspective?
Oh, anything interesting to me? Not. Yeah.
I'll say this. They're more powerful than I remember them being in any other movie, right? in the montage at the beginning, you see Johnny absorbing shit tons of fire, right?
Yeah.
And like, I'm gonna suck up like entire like a whole block's worth of buildings are on fire. I suck it all up, and now I got it all, and I'm fine. He sucks up some lava. Like, Johnny is really powerful in this movie, and so is Sue, right? The Storm siblings are brutal.
Yeah, I loved it. I did like
Did
the
you
six.
notice that though? How powerful both of them were?
Yeah, because I think Johnny absorbing, I mean, I could be wrong here. It kind of looked like it was a nuclear reactor that was on fire that Johnny
It could have
absorbed.
been.
But and I really did enjoy that in the beginning because we also got to see some like small time villains that we've never seen in movies. That was kind of cute, kind of funny. But yeah, they're they're badass. Even Sue. I mean,
She's yeeting Galactus into that
yeah,
portal.
like holy shit.
Again, her and Johnny both, I was like, damn, they're powerful.
Yeah.
From a power perspective, Reed seems to be the least powerful. And we don't see Reed's powers much. They look good when they do it, but he doesn't do much powers wise.
I've always thought of him like that. Like I've always thought of him as the more scientific kind of guy that's going to be doing the research in the background, and then he can just like stretch really weird sometimes. um so yeah, to me that made sense. Like his focus on the team is trying to problem solve and come up with a solution that doesn't involve just having them, it's clobbering time technique. So to me that makes sense. But yeah, the others.
Now, here's what I will say. I thought Thing looked great. I thought he was fun. But like when I'm watching this movie and I think of like Hulk versus Thing, I don't see this Thing standing toe to toe with the Hulk. He doesn't seem that strong to me. Not Hulk strong.
I don't think he's Hulk strong. I don't think he could beat Hulk. I don't think he could hold his own with Hulk.
Because in the comics they fight a few times, but I don't get the sense that this Thing could fight the Hulk.
Yeah, and I also really liked in this movie that you really like saw him kind of emotional.
Yeah.
Like you see, like they show his like face and how like handsome he was, and then like the TV goes out and you just see like his reflection.
They tried to do that in one of the Fantastic Four movies from the early aughts, and they just didn't pull it off well. They also did lean into the in comic book Thing's religion. Thing is Jewish. Right? Ben Grimm is Jewish in the comic books. And in the movie, he goes into a synagogue, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, you're here for spiritual stuff. I liked his interactions with Natasha Lyonne's character. Even though I don't know if we ever learn her name, But he really is just like this gentle, like, giant dude. He's like, I like kids. I like everybody. But I'm sad because I'm a rock man.
Yeah. Yep.
But they do it well.
They do. They do it well. I did enjoy his character. He's not the strongest in the Fantastic Four. I would say maybe the third most powerful. He's like above Reed in my opinion.
Oh yeah, above Reed for sure.
But
I can't believe I forgot about this. The Thing beard. He grows a beard. Okay, so in the beginning, you find out that his rock continues to grow, and he's been using like a rock grinder to shave his face down at the beginning of the movie, but then they have to conserve power, and he's doing it, and Johnny's like, I think you look good with the beard, and then like 2 scenes later, he's got a rock beard.
Yep. That was pretty funny. I did like that.
I was like, oh no, they actually gave him the beard. It was great.
Yep.
So we get Thing beard. He can grow rock, but that's actually interesting too. The rock grows.
Yeah. Yeah. That I don't remember that
I don't
ever.
remember that ever happening in the comics, but I might be wrong. So leave it in the comments down below if I'm wrong about that.
So yeah. Does like other rock parts of him grow?
Oh no. But I thought it
Just
was
like
an interesting little nugget of information about the thing. He can grow a beard.
can grow a beard. There you go.
All right, folks. With that, we will leave you there. What other interesting spoilery comments, sorry, stuff did you see in the movie that we didn't cover in this video? Leave those down in the comments below. We both really like this movie, and I think it's going to have huge impacts going forward. So, good job, Marvel. You finally made a fantastic movie that doesn't suck.
Yay!
Have a great day, everybody.